Welcome to Film Fanatics, presented by St. George News. I'm Adam Mast with Cinemast.net.
And I'm film critic Bruce Bennett with madaboutmovies.org.
Well, Bruce, here we are, Kung Fu Panda 3.
Bye.
Is it the end of the trilogy? We'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah, ooh, I'm curious to see what you thought. So this film, of course, continues the adventures of Po the Panda. He's back, and this time he and his friends team with Po's long-lost father, Lee, voiced by the great Bryan Cranston, in an effort to stop Kai, voiced by J.K. Simmons, a ferocious enemy from the spirit world who's hell-bent on dominating the land. So amongst all of this stuff, Po is getting to know his biological father and trying to keep the peace with his adoptive father. So it's interesting. It makes for some very interesting drama. This film dials back the edginess that was so dominant in the second movie, which I really liked.
And I thought it was a little too
more
violent, even though I can say without qualification in all three films, including this third installment, Adam, the animation is fantastic.
Absolutely. Colorful, vibrant. I feel like Kung Fu Panda 3 is the Return of the Jedi of the franchise in a way.
Wow,
in
that's
that,
putting it in
well,
pretty high
I'm
regard.
not saying these movies are Star Wars,
Did you
but I'm
just
saying
compare it to Star
if
Wars
the first Kung Fu Panda is New Hope
sure.
and the second is Empire Strikes Back, this is clearly Jedi in that I enjoyed this movie, but I did not think it was as good as the first two. That's where I'm sitting on.
Yeah, okay,
I like
and
the
I
other
think
two
I would
more.
agree. This feels like an added on to the installment. Again, the animation is great, but and there's a frenetic energy that really got bothersome to me.
Really?
Yeah, it rarely slowed down just to have a little bit of dialogue, and I think this is the key of great animated films.
You know, the first film, Po is just sort of coming into his own and learning what his destiny is. The second film, he's learning, whoa, I'm not who I thought I was.
Right.
He's learning about his heritage. This movie, the whole thing in this movie is he's becoming the teacher. That's kind of the angle that they're working.
I get that. The thing about it is, at least in the theater that I was in, there was very few laughs. There were chuckles because Jack Black is great as this character.
Yeah.
This is a great vocal animation, but I just didn't think it was a funny film.
I think I enjoyed it more than you did.
to
When they get to their Po realizes there's more of his kind. That's a big chunk of this film is him going out there
and some of those new pandas
to train the pandas.
Pandas.
Sure. Yeah, some of them. I think some people might find a little offensive.
Maybe.
There's one that's a little goofy, I guess you could say. I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that they went there.
You saw yourself, of course.
Oh, exactly. And I'm looking into a mirror right now. We should mention J.K. Simmons' villain.
Terrific.
He's good, but I didn't find him as interesting as Gary Oldman's crazy peacock in the second movie, who had a Napoleon complex, which was a much more interesting villain. But I agree. I kind of feel like they should let it in here. But I do have to mention, I still think they blew it with the title of this movie. I think they should have taken a page from James Cameron's Aliens playbook and called it Kung Fu Pandas. They should have just put an S at the end of it instead of calling it Part 3. But
yeah, well, I guess I feel the same way that I do about Chinese food, Adam, and that is an hour after seeing the film, I was hungry again.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's so darn good.
No,
if you eat at the right place, it's fantastic. Summing
no.
up.
So I say only for the die-hard Kung Fu Panda fans, otherwise skip it.
I say see it. Didn't like it as much as the first two, but I still think it's terrific. But I do agree, I think they should end it here. Well, that's another edition of Film Fanatics. I'm Adam Mast with Cinemast.net.
And I'm Bruce Bennett with madaboutmovies.org.
And we're Film Fanatics.
Are you? There's going to be a lot of animated films this year.
I liked Kung Fu Panda. By the way, Trolls looks terrible.
Yeah,
it looks horrible.
Agreed, yeah.
Ugh, yuck.